Welcome to the video on function composition. The best way to use this video is to take notes while I'm teaching, pausing as often as necessary to get all the notes down. Every time you arrive at a U-try, pause the video, attempt the problem, and press play when you're ready to see the solution along with the work. This is what we'll be covering in this video. Composition of function uses a new symbol. It's an open circle. F of g of x. That's how we read that. F of g of x. You can read it again here. F, the parenthesis, of g of x. The output, or the result of g of x, whatever goes here, gets put into there. So we deal on the inside out. This is super important. This is not the same as multiplication. So the common mistake here is to assume that we're just multiplying, but we're actually putting one function inside of the other function. So again, f of g of x is the same as f of g of x. The notation can change. And f of g of x is the same as this notation over here. Now, it does make a difference, the order. We can't just simply say f of g of x is the same as g of f of x. Try and say that 10 times fast. Okay, let's take a look at a few examples here. We're going to start with the more challenging examples and we'll move from there. So we're given two functions, f of t and h of t. And they ask us, okay, h of f of 1. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this so that it's all squished together, kind of like example B. So that's h comes first of f of 1. And then you've got two parentheses going this direction, close it, two parentheses this direction. Okay, so let's make f red. So we've got f of 1. Well, let's go ahead and figure out what is f of 1. Well, that would be 1 to the second power plus 1. Now I haven't done anything with that h on the outside, so I'm going to bring that h down. Now I'm going to calculate what is 1 squared plus 1, well, that's 2. So now I'm going to deal with this h. And I'm really calculating h of 2. Well, this is h here, so that's going to be 3 times 2 plus 2. That's going to give me 8. So h of f of 1 is equal to 8. Let's try it again. All right, so we'll keep our f red. So we've got f, make our h of -2. So we always work from the inside out. Maybe you want to box the innermost function so you're not looking at anything else. All right, well, h of -2, we know how to do that. That just means plug in -2 for h. So that's going to be 3 -2 plus 2. But we can't forget about that f on the outside. So we'll keep the f on the outside. What is the value on the inside here? It gives us -4. Well, now we can take a look. Hey, this just is saying f of -4. So I'm going to plug in -4 to the second power plus -4. Be very careful here. Make sure when you type it into your calculator, you use a parenthesis. Otherwise, you'll get -16. It's actually +16. So the answer here is 12. You try these two examples on your own. Press play when you're ready to see the solution and my work. Okay, one more set of examples together. So now we've got the function f here and g here. They want us to find f of g of x. So let's first rewrite this so that it's in that other notation, f of g of x. It's always my first step. All right, so f is going to be in red here. That's on the outside. Then we've got our g of x. Let's box that innermost function. Well, g of x doesn't tell us to plug in a number, so g of x is just 3x minus 5. Now f is still on the outside. Well, what this is saying is anywhere you see an x, plug in 3x minus 5. So that's going to be 2, I see an x, 3x minus 5 squared plus 1. Well, how do you do this? Okay, this means write the parentheses twice. So we've got a 2 on the outside, 3x minus 5, 3x minus 5 plus 1. We're going to distribute. So it's going to give us 9x squared minus 15x plus 25 plus 1. Oh boy, I'm running out of space here. Distribute that 2 in last. Take up the space over here. So it's going to give us 18x squared minus 60x minus 50. Now plus 1. So the correct answer is 18x squared minus 60x plus 51. If you got lost right around here, go back through slowly and you're distributing throughout here, keeping that 2 on the outside. Okay, we're going to move on to number 2. Let me make a little more space here. Okay. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to write it into that new, better notation. Now, our f function, we've got f of x. Box that innermost function here. So that's f of 2x squared plus 1. So that means anywhere I see an x in that f function, I'm going to place this whole thing inside. So we've got the f2, I'm going to replace that in for x, 2x squared plus 1. I've got that squared on the outside plus 1. And now we'll do this again just so you guys can see. When that's squared, we write it twice, so that's 2. 2x squared plus 1, 2x squared plus 1, all plus 1. We're going to distribute. It's going to give us 4x to the 4th plus 2x squared plus 2x squared plus 1 plus 1. Combine like terms, 2, 4x to the 4th plus 4x to the 2nd plus 1 plus 1. Then distribute that in, we get 8x to the 4th plus 8x to the 2nd plus 2 plus 1. And we end up with 8x to the 4th plus 8x squared plus 3. Okay, let's make some space for this last one. All right, it's already in that notation that we like. So let's go ahead. We've got g of f of x. So let's box our innermost function, our f function. So that's 2x squared plus 1. Keeping our g on the outside, we look at the g function. Anywhere there was an x, we're going to replace it with that. So we start with the 3. I see the x right away. 2x squared plus 1. And then I go back to it minus 5. This one's going to be a little bit easier. We'll simply distribute the 3 in. And then we get 6x squared minus 2. All right, you give these 3 a try. Press play when you're ready. And that concludes function composition.